Hi Royals fans, it's Jos Buttler here. I am in quarantine at the moment, so I'm going to answer a few of your questions, so I hope you enjoy listening to my answers. Question 1 is from Pravakar78 on Twitter, saying which is the most difficult ground to hit sixes in? I'd probably say it's usually our home ground actually in Jaipur. It's one of the bigger grounds we play at in the IPL, so we need to bring the boundaries in when we get back to playing at home in Jaipur. The Amrita Sharma says, am I excited to train under Kumar Sangakkara? I'm really excited to get to know Kumar and work with him during this IPL. He's obviously one of the greats of the game. Harshu on Instagram says, which is my favourite IPL innings? I think my favourite IPL innings would be for Rajasthan Royals against Mumbai at the Wankhede Stadium. I managed to score 95 not out, I think, to see us home and be there at the end. Anytime you're there at the end is a great feeling. Who is the most destructive batsman in T20 cricket other than myself? There's a few out there at the moment. It's hard to look past the West Indian batsman, I'd say. Gayle obviously has been so destructive for such a long period of time. Obviously Andre Russell, when he gets going, is pretty formidable and quite scary to bowl at. So I'm going to say Gayle and Andre Russell. 𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐿 on Twitter says, an athlete whose journey inspires you, and tell us a bit about them. That's a really good question. I'd probably say Roger Federer is someone who's always inspired me. He was always, I believe, sort of a huge talent as a kid. One talked up that he was going to be a great of the game, but then to go on and show the hunger, the desire, the consistency, and I think the longevity to still be playing, now at I think 38 years old. And doing it all at the same time with the amazing grace and skill that he plays tennis with. I think he's someone great to watch. Dipitam Yadav says, one retired player you'll always regret not getting a chance to play with or against. A really tough question because there's plenty of them, but I'd probably say Sir Vivian Richards. Having spent lots of time with my dad talking about cricket, Sir Viv Richards was one of his all-time favourite players. He obviously played for Somerset, where I grew up playing, and there's so many amazing stories of Richards and both of them batting together. He was someone who seemed ahead of the game, and I'm sure he would have been an amazing T20 player, someone I'd love to have seen get a chance to play in a tournament like the IPL. So on that one, I'm going to say Sir Viv Richards. Ganu72751424 says, Jos, who's your current favourite player? My current favourite player, I'd probably say, is Quinton de Kock, South African wicket-keeper batsman. Obviously for myself, someone I look to the way he plays. I love the free spirit he plays with. I think left-handers always look better than right-handers as well. Dark Knight Rise says, my words on Sanju being appointed as captain of the Royals. I think it's fantastic that Sanju is our captain this year. I'm really excited to play under him. It's obviously a great story for Sanju, having been with the Royals since he was 17, and now nearly 10 years later to be appointed captain for this IPL season is hugely exciting. He's a top player, he's a great human being, and I'm sure he's going to be a great leader, so really excited to play under Sanju this year. Seven Jaiswal Shivam says, is there a trophy from another sport that you'd have liked to win? Good question. I think another trophy I'd like to win would be the Football World Cup. Brutta on Twitter says, which new player in the 𝐼𝐼 squad are you most excited to see perform? I think I'm really excited to see Shivam Dubé perform this year. I've heard lots about him, an all-rounder, so obviously he's going to affect the game both with the bat and the ball. Yash Shahahad says, one player outside England who would fit perfectly into your national team. Really good question. I would think I would go for Pat Cummins. I think Pat Cummins is one of the premier fast bowlers in the world at the moment in all formats of the game. I'd love to see him operating alongside Jofra Archer for England. That would be a pretty intimidating bowling lineup, so I'm going to say Pat Cummins for that one. Manish Sharma 19 says, what's my favourite scoop? Asking about my ice cream flavours, of course. For that one, I'm going to go for chocolate ice cream. I'm Jos Buttler. Thank you for all your questions. Thanks for all your support. And I look forward to you cheering us on this season. All the best.